This is the new Anker Nano Charging Station 7-in-1 charging dock, and its highlighted feature is the fact that it now includes retractable cables. This has been a trend that has been happening in charging device territory, which Anker has done before on this, which is their Anker power bank, 25,000 milliamps. It's got that charging cable up top that is fully retractable, and it also has the handle on the side, which is another built-in cable. And I gotta say, this has become my #1 go-to charger simply because of the fact that it has the cables built in. I don't have to remember or make sure that I have other cables in my backpack, worry about which cables I have. I know it's USB-C. I do everything as much as I can USB-C, and the cables are built in there. Then when I get back to my desk, I have a problem. I have cables that are hanging off the side of my desk, and even if I have little clips which make sure that they stay, when I put them away, when I remember to, they stay clipped to the side of my desk so that I can grab them when I want to, the cable itself is still dangling, whether it's the side of my desk or it's my nightstand, wherever it is, I've got this, cable that can be unwieldy, especially if it's a longer one, and it's just hanging out there. Well, this solves it because I no longer have to have the cable just hanging out. If I'm not using the cable, it's inside the dock, and I absolutely love that. Now when I sit down at my desk, if I'm back from a shoot, back from using my gear, whatever it is, I want to plug in a phone real quick, or I want to plug in a camera real quick, I just pull out this cable, plug it in, let it charge. When I'm done, give it a little tug, and it goes right back into the charger itself until you need it next time, and you can pull it out again. I'm gonna get this plugged in so that I can show you what it looks like. When you power it on, you've got the screen that lights up on the front. Let me just show you quickly around the charger itself. On this side, you've got one retractable cable, just like the others. It pulls out. This is 2.3 feet long. Then you have a 12-watt USB-A port and a 100-watt USB-C port for another cable. If you want that really high-speed charging, you can plug that in there, and you will still have that cable on your desk because it does not retract into the device, but it is, an additional port for you to plug in. Then over on the right-hand side, you have another 2.3-foot retractable cable, same as on that first side. And then on the back here, you have 3 regular outlets. Now, I would be a little bit wary of this third one because, as you can see here, the plug for this charger itself is hanging out there right on the bottom. So if you have something that's a little bit more of a chunky charging brick that's going to be hanging down more, you're going to have a problem with that. Now, Anker, maybe, I don't know what the problem was here this time, but maybe next time if you could put it out the side of perhaps over here, maybe that got in the way of the retracting mechanism in here, and that's why they didn't do it. I don't know, but that does severely limit what you can put into that port. That's really the only negative I would say that I would take away from this. Everything else has been fantastic for the price. It really has been an excellent addition to my desk and really cleans everything up in a way that I knew I wanted something like this. I just didn't know it was going to show up in this form factor, so I love it so far. One last thing is you do have a button on the top over here that when you press it on the screen, it goes to the other display, which again, this is familiar to anybody who's used these Anker devices with screens before. It shows you the charging wattage of each of the individual ports, and then if you press it again, it goes to the temperature sensor so that you can see that it's not overheating and it's in happy territory. Now, to compare it to the Anker Prime Charger 250 watt, just to show you the size difference, the 250 watt is a little bit longer, but it is definitely thinner than the new 7-in-1 retractable charging. It's also significantly lighter. This is a very heavy device, but it's also capable of doing an enormous amount of wattage throughput versus this, which is limited to 100 watts. I already did the unboxing off camera, but the only other things in the box was your Anker Step 1 and Step 2 for how to pull out and retract the cables, and then your user guide if you're interested in that. But it's pretty plug and play, and it comes in this nice box over here. Overall, I saw this, I got very excited. Anker, please continue on this path with putting more cables in more devices. This video is not sponsored by Anker. I did buy this with my own money. I am just a huge fan of all things USB-C, all things battery powered, and I'm loving the trend of the retractable cables. So Anker, please continue doing that. If you'd like to sponsor me, please, by all means, I'd be happy to have you. But as of right now, I bought all this gear myself because it is just super helpful and useful for me if I want to quick charge a camera, such as the one I'm recording this on and should have been fully charged but wasn't, or if I need to record or if I need to recharge a phone or one of the other devices on my desk. This will keep the cables out of the way, and I will just be able to pull it out when I need it, and I'm very excited to be able to use that going forward. I will leave an Amazon affiliate link down below. If this helped you, I would appreciate it if you clicked that. Please leave your questions and comments down below. Also, I do try and answer as many as I can, and as always, thanks for watching.